There is a version of your life that you have never lived. A version where hot water works because the landlord fixed it the first time you asked. Where you drive to work on a direct route, not a 40-minute detour. No car trouble, no mechanic bills you cannot afford. A version where you do not spend your lunch break on the phone with the electric company. No choosing between the electric bill and your daughter's prescription. Where the hours managing logistics of not having enough money are simply given back to you. 780 hours, that is what you would get back. 97 full working days, 3¼ months of 8-hour shifts. Not vacation, not leisure. Just the time spent doing the unpaid administrative labor of being poor. I want to tell you about a man named Jerome. Jerome is 29. He lives in Milwaukee. He works at a distribution warehouse loading trucks. From 6 in the morning until 2:30 in the afternoon. He makes $19.20 an hour. Jerome is not lazy. He is one of the hardest working people you will ever meet. Jerome's alarm goes off at 4:15 in the morning. Not because his shift starts at 6. Because Jerome does not have a car. His car broke down in October. The repair estimate was $1,400. Jerome does not have $1,400. Jerome has a bus pass. The bus requires 2 transfers. If Jerome misses the first bus, he will be late. His third late arrival triggers a write-up. His second write-up triggers termination. So Jerome's alarm goes off at 4:15. He walks 11 minutes to the bus stop. He waits, he rides, he transfers, he waits, he rides. He arrives at the warehouse at 5:48. His shift starts at 6. Jerome's commute is 58 minutes. If he had a car, it would be 14 minutes. He spends 44 extra minutes getting to work every single day. 88 minutes a day. 7 hours and 20 minutes a week. 381 hours a year. Just the commute, just the bus. The difference between having $1,400 and not having $1,400. 381 hours of Jerome's life, every year, exposed to weather. Standing at bus stops in January in Milwaukee, where the wind chill drops to -15. Sitting on buses next to strangers at 4:50 in the morning in the dark. Not because Jerome made a bad decision, but because his car broke. The distance between his bank account and the repair estimate is the distance between a 14-minute commute and a 58-minute commute. And that is just the transportation. Jerome does his laundry at a laundromat because his apartment does not have a washer and dryer. He cannot afford an apartment that does. The laundromat is a 9-minute walk. He waits for a machine. He loads the machine. He sits for 34 minutes while it washes. He moves it to the dryer. He sits for 45 minutes while it dries. He folds. Total time per laundry trip is approximately 1 hour and 50 minutes. A person with a washer and dryer at home spends approximately 15 minutes active time. Jerome cannot do other things. He is sitting in a plastic chair at the laundromat. If he leaves, someone will take his clothes out of the machine. He will have to start over. Jerome spends 95 extra minutes per week on laundry. 82 extra hours per year. Because he does not have a washer and dryer. Because he cannot afford the apartment that has one. Jerome cashes his paycheck at a check cashing store because he does not have a bank account. He had one, but it was closed after he overdrafted twice in 1 month. The bank charged him $70 in overdraft fees on a $40 negative balance. He could not pay the fees, so the account went negative and stayed negative. The bank closed it and reported it to check systems. Now no bank will open an account for him. So Jerome goes to the check cashing store every 2 weeks. He waits in line. He pays a fee of 2 to 3% of his check. He walks out with cash. He then has to go to various locations to pay his bills in cash. Each transaction requires travel time, wait time, and transaction time. A person with a bank account and autopay eliminates entirely. Jerome spends approximately 4 hours per month on financial transactions, 48 hours per year. Because a bank charged him $70 3 years ago. Add it up. 381 hours on transportation, 82 hours on laundry, 48 hours on financial transactions. That is 511 hours, and we have only counted 3 categories. We have not counted the hours Jerome spends at the free clinic waiting to see a doctor. He does not have health insurance. He arrives at 7 in the morning and is seen at 11:30. We have not counted the hours Jerome spends grocery shopping at 3 different stores. No single store in his neighborhood has everything he needs at a price he can afford. We have not counted the hours Jerome spends on the phone with his landlord about the heat, with the county about a parking ticket he cannot pay, with the payday lender. When you count everything, the number is 780 hours. Jerome works 2,080 hours a year at his job. He works 780 hours a year managing the consequences of not having money. Jerome has 2 jobs. One of them pays him, the other one costs him. And nobody counts the second one. The time tax is the total number of hours per year that a person spends on tasks. Tasks that are either unnecessary or dramatically more time-consuming because of their financial position. It is not a metaphor, it is a measurable quantity. When you measure it, it reveals something that changes how you understand poverty in America. Poverty is not just a shortage of money. It is a shortage of time created by the shortage of money. And the shortage of time makes it nearly impossible to do the things that would generate more money. It is a loop, a closed system. A trap with the exit on the ceiling and no ladder. That is 4.5 full-time work weeks. Spent on a bus, not because the bus is preferred. Because the car is inaccessible. When you factor in travel to distant stores, multiple trips to smaller stores with limited inventory, and comparing prices, the annual time cost is approximately 100 hours. Call it 100 hours, spent not cooking, not eating, just acquiring the food. The math continues with healthcare. The average wait time at a community health center is 2 to 4 hours per visit. The average wait time at a private physician's office with insurance is 18 minutes. A low-income, uninsured person spends approximately 12 hours waiting. The difference is 10.8 hours per year just in waiting rooms, but the real-time cost is larger. The uninsured person also spends time researching clinics, traveling far, calling to confirm services, and returning for follow-up visits. The total healthcare time tax is estimated at 40 to 60 hours per year. The math continues with financial services. Approximately 6% of American adults are unbanked. An additional 16% are underbanked. Cashing a check, purchasing a money order, paying a bill at a physical location, wiring money. Each transaction takes between 20 minutes and an hour. That is 36 to 60 hours per year spent not improving a home you own, but begging for basic repairs in a home you rent. Now add the columns. Transportation, 175 hours. Food acquisition, 100 hours. Healthcare, 50 hours. Financial services, 84 hours. Housing maintenance, 48 hours. Laundry and domestic tasks without in-unit appliances, 80 hours. Government benefits administration, 60 hours. Childcare logistics without reliable or affordable options, 90 hours. The total ranges from 650 to 850 hours. The median is approximately 780 hours. 780 hours per year of unpaid administrative labor performed exclusively because of financial position. This is not work that produces income. This is not work that builds skills. This is not work that advances a career. This is work that maintains survival. It is the operational overhead of poverty, and it is extracted from the one resource that poor people have in exactly the same quantity as rich people. And the difference is 780 hours. Here is where the math becomes a trap. 780 hours is enough time to complete a professional certification. It is enough time to take 2 community college courses per semester. It is enough time to build a small business on the side. It is enough time to learn a trade skill. It is enough time to apply to 200 jobs. It is enough time to do every single thing that the advice givers and the bootstrap pullers tell poor people to do to stop being poor. The time exists. It is just already spoken for. It is consumed by the bus ride and the laundromat and the check cashing line and the free clinic waiting room. And the landlord who will not fix the heat. The exit from poverty requires time. Poverty steals the time. The math is closed. The time tax is not an accident. It is not an unfortunate byproduct of an otherwise functional system. It is a structural feature of an economy that has systematically defunded, privatized, and degraded every public system that would reduce the time cost of being poor. Every hour of the 780 is traceable to a policy decision. The transportation hours exist because American cities were designed around cars, and then defunded public transit. Federal highway spending exceeded public transit spending by a ratio of approximately 4 to 1. Cities built highways through low-income neighborhoods, destroying density, and then provided inadequate bus service to connect displaced residents to jobs. The result is a transportation system that works efficiently for people who can afford cars and works punitively for people who cannot. The 44 extra minutes Jerome spends on the bus every day is not a failure of the transit system. It is the transit system working exactly as it was funded to work. Dollar General and Family Dollar now operate more than 35,000 locations in the United States, and a significant percentage are in food desserts. These stores carry almost no fresh produce, limited protein options, and a narrow selection of shelf-stable products at per-unit prices that are often higher. The time cost is not just travel to distant supermarkets. It is the time spent navigating a fragmented, inadequate local food landscape that was created by corporate disinvestment and permitted by zoning and economic development policies that prioritize tax revenue over resident access. The healthcare hours exist because the United States is the only wealthy nation that ties healthcare access to employment status and income level. For these people, the free clinic is not a choice. It is the only door that opens. And the 4-hour wait at that door is a direct consequence of underfunding. Community health centers serve approximately 30 million patients per year, with funding that has been flat or declining in real terms for over a decade. The wait time is not inefficiency. It is the mathematical result of too many patients and too few providers, which is the mathematical result of too little funding. The financial services hours exist because the banking industry made a deliberate decision to abandon low-income customers. The fee structure was designed to extract maximum revenue and then eject the customer when the account became unprofitable. The ejected customers, unable to open new accounts, became the market for check cashing stores, payday lenders, and money order services. These charge fees for basic transactions that banks provide for free to customers with sufficient balances. The entire alternative financial services industry exists in this space, which extracts approximately $173 billion per year from low-income Americans. Jerome does not go to the check cashing store because he is financially illiterate. Jerome goes because a bank destroyed his account over 70.